Most people think of discipline like it's a punishment, a rigid, cold routine, something you have to do but don't want to do. Waking up early, exercising when you're tired, working when you'd rather rest. To many, discipline is a burden. But what if you've misunderstood it this entire time? What if discipline isn't just a habit, but a sacred ritual? A deep, spiritual path to freedom, clarity, and inner power? What if the very thing you keep resisting is the exact thing your soul has been crying out for? People chase motivation like it's a drug. They scroll through videos looking for that perfect speech to ignite them. And for a moment, it works. A spark lights up. You feel unstoppable. But the next morning, it's gone. And you're back to the same old patterns. That's because motivation fades, but discipline endures. Yet discipline isn't just about forcing yourself. It's not about pushing through pain like a machine. Real discipline, the kind that transforms your life, is rooted in something far deeper. It's not mechanical, it's spiritual. Discipline is how you reconnect with your higher self. It's how you align your mind, body, and soul to become who you were always meant to be. In this modern world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone calls your name the moment you wake up. Notifications hijack your attention. Endless scrolling numbs your senses. You're pulled in 1,000 directions before breakfast, and in the chaos your soul whispers, but you can't hear it. Your intuition tries to speak, but it's drowned out. You're alive, but are you really present? You're awake, but are you really conscious? Discipline is the bridge back to yourself. It's the silence that allows your inner wisdom to rise. It's the structure that creates space for spirit to move through you. Without discipline, you're not free. You're scattered. So many people think freedom is doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But that kind of freedom is an illusion. It leads to addiction, confusion, and emptiness. Real freedom comes from structure, from choosing your path with clarity, from living on purpose instead of reacting to life like a puppet. Discipline is not about restriction. It's about liberation. It's about mastering yourself so the world can no longer master you. And when you begin to live with that level of intention, you don't just change your habits, you change your energy. You radiate presence. You walk with power. Because you're not being led by impulse anymore. You're being guided by truth. Before we move on, if you like these videos and find them helpful, can you do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to my channel? This small action helps me a lot, but most importantly, helps other people improve their lives. I am truly grateful to every single one of you. Thank you. Let's move on. The problem is most people were never taught this. We were taught discipline as something imposed on us. Clean your room, finish your homework, get in line, follow the rules. We grew up associating discipline with authority, control, even punishment. So when we become adults, we resist it. We crave freedom, but we've confused freedom with chaos. And so, we fall into loops. We start things and never finish. We dream big but move small. We say we want more, but our actions betray us. We live at war with ourselves, not because we're weak, but because we've been misled. You don't need more willpower, you need a new perspective. Discipline isn't the enemy of joy. It's the doorway to it. It's not about doing hard things just to suffer. It's about doing meaningful things to grow. When you meditate every day, it's not a task. It's a sacred act. When you wake up early to move your body, you're honoring the temple you live in. When you work on your goals, even when it's uncomfortable, you're proving to the universe that you are serious about your purpose. That's not just discipline. That's devotion. And that's the truth most people miss. Discipline is devotion in action. It's showing up for your dreams the way a monk shows up for prayer. It's lighting a candle inside yourself every time you keep a promise to your soul. The more disciplined you become, the more your life begins to feel aligned. Your days are no longer scattered, they're sacred. Your time is no longer wasted, it's worship. You don't just live, you live with presence. And in that presence, you unlock power. It's easy to drift. It's easy to say just this once and skip the workout. the meditation, the writing, the work. But those tiny moments add up. They become your story, and eventually, your life. And it's not just about missing goals, it's about betraying your spirit. Every time you delay your growth, you dim your own light. Every time you indulge in distraction, you silence your own voice. Every time you avoid discipline, you distance yourself from your own greatness. But here's the beautiful part. Discipline is a choice you can make in any moment. You don't have to wait for the first of the month. You don't need a new year. All it takes is one decision: to take your life seriously. To show up for yourself like your dreams matter. Because they do. You do. And the most sacred thing you can do in this world is live fully aligned with your highest self. There is a version of you that wakes up early with energy, that moves through the day with purpose, that speaks with clarity, that acts with courage. That version of you is not a fantasy. It's not a distant goal. It's already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. And the key is discipline. Not the kind that chains you down, but the kind that lifts you up, that brings order to your chaos, that transforms noise into harmony, that turns confusion into clarity. When you begin to see your morning routine as sacred, everything shifts. When you treat your to-do list like a mission from your higher self, everything shifts. When you stop seeing discipline as something you have to do and start seeing it as something you get to do, to align with your purpose, your entire life transforms. And that's when discipline becomes more than a habit. It becomes a spiritual practice, a daily devotion to your destiny. Think of the great masters throughout history, the saints, the warriors, the philosophers, the visionaries. They all had one thing in common. They practiced discipline, not just to be productive, but to be present. They understood that discipline isn't about achievement, it's about alignment. It's about becoming the kind of person who can hold the life they dream of. Without discipline, you may attract success, but you won't be able to sustain it. Because true success requires character, and character is built through commitment. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," you tell your spirit it doesn't matter. Every time you say, "I don't feel like it," you let emotion run your life. But when you say, "I'm doing this because it aligns with who I want to become," something powerful happens. You step out of survival mode and into creation mode. You become intentional. You become magnetic. You become unstoppable. So the next time you don't feel like doing the thing you know you should, pause, breathe. Remember, this isn't just a workout. It's a sacred promise. This isn't just a study session. It's an offering to your future. This isn't just a habit, it's a ritual. And rituals shape reality. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. You don't need to move fast. You just need to move forward. Progress isn't found in dramatic bursts. It's found in quiet consistency, in waking up and choosing again and again to honor your path no matter how you feel. That's discipline. That's devotion. That's power. Your life will not change because you watched a motivational video. It will change because you changed your identity. From someone who reacts to someone who creates. From someone who avoids the work to someone who welcomes it. From someone who lives in fear to someone who walks in faith. That transformation isn't loud. It's quiet, private, internal. But once it happens, everything outside starts to reflect it. Discipline is not a prison. It's a path, a sacred one. One that leads you closer to the person you were born to be. One that brings peace to your mind, power to your actions, and purpose to your days. When you walk it with intention, you don't just succeed, you evolve. So the next time you hear the word discipline, don't shrink, don't sigh, smile. Because it means you've been invited. Invited to step into a deeper relationship with yourself. Invited to walk the path of your highest potential. Invited to treat your life like the sacred gift that it is. Discipline isn't something you do. Discipline is something you become. And in that becoming, you remember who you really are. If you made it until here, leave a mind emoji in the comments. I want to see how many of you reach the end and finish what they start. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and keep improving day by day. Together we are unstoppable.